Hi, I'm Rebekah and welcome to Studio Digest with Reverb and Resident Advisor. We are currently in Berlin. I share a studio floor in a kind of like an office building. It's kind of like a very creative environment. I wasn't actually going to take this room on. I didn't even know it was available. I was taking another room on which had a window, but every time I went into that room, the shape wasn't what I really liked. The sound was really bad in there. The day that I was going to be moving into the other studio, I came in here and the guys were moving out. It was actually Marlon Hofstad. I was like, hold on a minute, this is much nice. And it already sounded good without, it had like some of the treatment, but not all. So I was like, I don't need a window. I make techno music. Who needs a window for techno? So I've only got enough gear that fits the desk. Before I had the patch bay and I had like 20 odd synths everywhere. And in the end, I didn't use most of them. For me, the creative process is not about adding more and more and more stuff. It's almost like limiting your options. I want to just have a few pieces of kit that I can rely on, get to know deeper. The gateway to creativity is sort of like being in flow state. I think accessing something fun or playful, to access that, what better way than to do something that's playful and just for the sake of playing. Obviously, when you start buying synths, you need to have a mixing desk. I now have TL audio, which is really nice, and 8 channels. Basically, all the synths that I have in this setup right now are all coming through the desk, and then it's all literally midded into Logic. I don't do my final mixes in either of these. I do all my final mixing in Logic in the box. I do know how to use Ableton, but because I trained with Logic and I was around people that use Logic, it just seemed like the better option. Really, for me. I would suggest to anyone that's starting out to go for Ableton now because it's just a lot more intuitive and more creative. These are the chosen synths that I have. This one is probably the last one I bought, which is the Waldorf XDK. It's a wavetable synthesizer. You can get some really interesting sounds. As you can see, because it's such an old synth, the sounds are like very classic, so they're going to need a lot of work. Pro 2 is probably the first synth that I bought. I like to ARP everything and then create some crazy patterns. The differences between like using the hardware to software, I just think the hardware just has slightly better sound, of course, but also there's a little bit more unpredictability, especially with the older machines. I always say they're possessed in some way, but something can be triggered, like a note gets stuck or something interesting happens. This is my modular area. Originally I bought my modular to add on to my DJ set. I just wanted some hi-hats, some claps, and then just some like percussive sounds. I kind of ended up with this rig first, and then I got completely addicted to it, and I just started buying more and more. I think the reason I got addicted to it was because you can get to the sounds that you want a lot faster. All the stuff I was trying to create in the box, I wanted it to be really techno and, you know, have like some like movements and, you know, modulation. Again, happy accidents. It's more fluid, more exciting and fast. The choice that I made from Reverb, when I didn't have it, but it's been on the list forever, is the Rat pedal, this beauty here. What's special about this is like it's, if you want to add distortion and get this like really crunchy sound, which is really difficult again to do with software, this is like the go-to distortion pedal. So we just got like, we've already got a distorted kit coming and a little bit of percussion. But then, so you can hear, it gives it that really nice crunch. That is the distortion sound that's going to be really dynamic. Maybe a little bit too much, but you can hear that now. So yeah, that's really what I would be using the Rat for, is like putting kicks through it for some hi-hats and some little percussion sounds. Like that's already sort of has nice modulation. and then you're going to get this really nice effect. And maybe you don't want the whole mix to be distorted, you just want certain elements, like you just want the hats or just the kick, a few parts, but you still also need to balance that with some cleaner sounds as well. And then it's going to really make your mix and tracks really have some energy. I have a whole Volca section. I just think I have more powerful things. I have better sounding synths right now. I'm ready to sell this now, so you may see this on Reverb soon. If you are working with a smaller budget, like the Volca kick is amazing. You put that with the Rat, again, you're going to have some really, really good kicks very, very quickly. This is a summing mixer, my second mixing desk. It adds a lot of like warmth and a little bit of distortion to like the overall mix. I don't know whether I'll sell it or not, I just really like it. This is like my little area of trinkets or relics from over the years. I was with some young people. They were playing Barbies and I just realised how much I miss my Barbies. And it's kind of like came at the right time of like, I suppose me reconnecting with like I don't know, my feminine energy or coming away from like this sort of all black masculine energy. So with my doll collection, I have Barbies, and I just wanted to keep him in the original package as well. I don't know whether it's actually worth anything. It's a reminder of that I was to take that fan and to embrace it. I did have a collection of rave tapes, and this one is the only one I've actually got left now, which is Back to Basics. Like these two are from like my childhood with my mom. So she was a Duran Duran fan and a Level 42 fan, and for some reason I've got her tapes, but don't tell her because she'll want them back. Jeff Mills' Waveform Transmission Volume 1. It contains a track I really wanted, and he only released it on USB disc, so I bought the whole thing from Discogs. You know, if I buy music, I generally want to play it. I feel like music should be shared. Music should be shared. If you're serious about making music, go on a course. I know it sounds really boring, but it will be the best thing you ever did, because you still need to have some foundation of like understanding how programs work and how music works and synthesis works. And if you can get that, that's going to only help you with your creative work. Also have a network of people that you can send tracks to. This is also super important, like that track that you make and you're not sure about it, you don't know what else to do, send it to somebody that can listen to it who's a bit more advanced, and they can help you and guide you. Finish as much as you can to your technical ability, and then listen to it and then see what else you need to do, but finish music. That's also my biggest advice to producers, is like finish the track.